Hey, kind of getting ready for week 2 of the Christ-Centered Chiropractic and Velocity Consulting webinar series, Success in the Time of COVID. We're focused on marketing. I don't know if I love the term marketing. I think certainly as chiropractors, the goal is to save lives outside, save lives inside. It's to reach the people with our message. So I think it's more about the mission and saving the lost and the suffering more than it is kind of marketing. But I am getting my PhD right now in business administration, and the course we're currently taking is in marketing. Here's the textbook. You can't read it, it goes backwards on Facebook Live, but Marketing Management, Knowledge and Skills by Peter and Donnelly, the 11th edition. And so we're going through some coursework, and it's talking about community marketing. I want to explain specifically what that means. It doesn't exactly mean what it seems like it would mean. And it's part of a third leg of the stool. Right now we're in a difficult time for most any business, particularly a chiropractic business, because maybe some of your marketing, some of the things you've done in the past to get new people has been face-to-face. So if you're doing screenings or if you're doing big talks, some of that's restricted. Yet most of my clients are setting records. I talked to 2 of my clients today who collected $200,000 last month, all-time highs. So obviously, a lot of people are doing very well. So what are some of these keys? I just wrote a paper for this course in my PhD program called All-Weather Marketing. The idea is that it's marketing that works at any time, no matter how turbulent or chaotic or in crisis the times are, whatever's going on out there in the world, including something like COVID. There are marketing practices that always work. And to make it work, you need all 3 legs of the stool. So I'm sitting in a chair that actually has 3 legs, and if you pulled one of the legs out, I would fall over. Well, same thing with marketing. We know in corporate America as well as clinical America, for chiropractors, you need all 3 legs. On the webinar tomorrow, on Thursday's Succeeding in Times of COVID webinar, we're going to talk about 2 of these types of marketing practices, 2 legs of the stool. And these are core practices. And something is core because a core competency is something your business absolutely needs. And we also call it core because it's so essential to your life, your finances, personal freedom. You just need it to happen. So on this particular video today, just real briefly, this third leg of the stool that, again, it's right out of the textbook. When you talk about marketing 601, when you're in a PhD program, this is what we mean by community marketing. So this third leg of the stool is not just about going out into the community to market, but it's also what you're doing with your own people to steward your brand. So when we talk about actual community marketing, it's really what you do with your brand, both in the community, in those communications, as well as with your people inside your practice and those communications. So first, let's talk about inside the office or inside the business. This is the customer conversation. This is building up the tribe. So these are the classes that you teach to the tribe. Even though it's COVID, we still have doctors teaching to groups of 4, 8, or 9 or 10 to keep that conversation going, community marketing within the group to build the tribe, and so that your brand is sort of injected into their DNA, to use a horrible term, so they are bringing out your DNA into the community and spreading it. We do this through things like our what we call patient family dinners. We're actually in the clinic having food delivered, and we're meeting with a core group of our best patients, and we're building up the tribe. We're getting people on mission. We're creating what we call warrior patients. This is part of what we call literally community marketing, even though it's to the internal office, it's for referral, but it's your internal community. These are meetings. So like in my clinic that became famous for going to 2,000 a week, we had meetings. We had prayer meetings. We had Bible studies. We had a local business person's community event once a month in the clinic where we brought in lunch and speakers. These are meetings we're having inside of the practice or the business to build up that community. The second part of community marketing is the public conversation. As a quick example, one of my clinics that I'm working with right now, a doctor that just set his record after over 2 decades in practice, we organized an event where they raised diapers for the community as part of this public conversation or this community marketing in his area. And he organized it so that the diaper drive would be on behalf of a church, and there were 6 other businesses that contributed. So he was able to take his brand of mission. He wants to be the community leader in healthcare. He wants to lead the community out of COVID to where people are being empowered to build up their immune system so they can go out with certainty in their body's ability to handle or heal from COVID and live their lives courageously. So that's the message we're teaching. He went out there and organized a diaper drive with the church and these 6 other businesses. Not only got 20 new patients out of it, but again, built his brand up in the public, and it's now rolled right into more similar events with other churches, other businesses, and other charities. That's what we would call, again, the second half of community marketing. So it's all 3 legs of the stool. We're going to go over the other 2 legs of the stool on the webinar tomorrow, which is going to be a social media marketing that works now and long term and is very effective in times of COVID. We're also going to talk about my patient X principle, how one patient can turn literally, as some people would say, into possibly thousands of new patients. So don't miss the webinar. It's going to change your life, just not now during COVID, but again, it's an all-weather marketing system. People need us. We are called to lead the world in COVID, out of COVID, and afterwards to once again become certain of themselves, be confident in their immune system, and to live their lives without fear, to go off and to fulfill their destinies courageously. Bless you guys. We'll see you on the webinar tomorrow, and remember who you are.